Hello, you noble people. My name is the Noble, and today we're continuing the Noble Way series with the Noble Way of Psylocke. Psylocke is a duelist character which has high burst potential and usually is around securing kills on more squishy characters, using stealth and high mobility to finish off targets, not really being in the front line. I had a lot of fun learning this character. I've been playing her for a couple weeks now. She seems very strong, however, she is also very difficult. With always, let's talk about the character's story before we dive into the guide for them. Marvel Rivals has decided to do something very interesting with how they're going to do characters, and they're going to take different facets of different lore tidbits from each character. So, a good example is the Venom in this game is Eddie Brock's Venom and not a different Venom. And they did that with Psylocke, with this Psylocke being from a own personal comic series where her name is Psy. She is from feudal Japan and fights demons and yokai. She is ripped from her timeline and put on display by the Collector. He's that dude in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I actually don't know too much about him. But it's very interesting to see a twist on a character that doesn't really have too much going for them in the main timeline, and giving the feudal Japan twist and more ninja like abilities allows them to play around with the characterization better, and I hope they do this and continue this with other characters. Psylocke's main fire is Psionic Crossbow, a double burst of 12 damage per round with 4 rounds. It has a 16 ammo count, and it has a special ability where the more hits you get, the more cooldown will go down for your other abilities. So your cooldowns are decently high for some of your abilities, but the more damage you're going to consistently do with your primary fire will reduce the cost of other cooldowns, making it so you can stay in the fight longer with getting your abilities refreshed. It's not a full refresh. Each time you hit someone, it's like a second shaved off, but considering you have a big burst, you're going to be able to shave off a lot of time when you're in the middle of a team fight. Her next ability is Wing Shurikens. Throw shurikens that will stab into an enemy, dealing damage, and then you'll be able to recall them to do even more damage. These shurikens have two special abilities. The main one is it will give you bonus health for each one you stab in. There are 5 shurikens, so it's a total of 50 bonus health, but there's also a very special way of how these shurikens work. When recalled, they recall to the origin of the crosshair, meaning it's actually able to recall them to where another enemy is. As you can see in the footage, I recall it and it hits the enemy, killing the other enemy and doing damage to the one that the shurikens were stabbed into. This is a great finisher move, and this also gets the cooldown benefit of you doing your main fire. So stabbing these into enemy, doing main fire, and then recalling them will not only keep you up with bonus health, but will also add in a lot of damage. Her next ability is Psyblade Dash, a 50 damage dash that will travel 12 meters. She has 2 charges on it. This is actually not the best for attacking enemies. It is mainly used to get away from enemies. However, it does have a special feature that any shurikens that are still within enemies from her other ability will be recalled when dashing through them. This means if you have a enemy that still has shurikens through them and you don't want to recall because you know the damage won't kill them, you can dash through an enemy and it will actually do that burst damage along with the dash. This will allow you to kill people and secure kills very easily. However, I recommend using it mainly as a movement tool, as the damage isn't that high, or a finisher. Her next ability is Psychic Stealth. Enter a stealth duration, becoming completely invisible for 3 seconds and gaining a 50% movement speed boost. This also does not cancel the stealth when you are damaged. This is mainly used to turn invisible after a quick kill to make sure no one attacks you, or to break line of sight with someone who could possibly do a high damage. I use this a lot to break line of sight from Scarlet Witch, as her tether gets disconnected as you turn invisible, as there's no one to spot. This is mainly used to use right out of spawn to run to the point to secure kills. This is also on a very lengthy 15-second cooldown, so it is mainly be used in moderation with her primary fire, as you want to be able to have your stealth up pretty much always, so you want to be doing consistent damage with her main weapon to make sure that that 15-second cooldown isn't abysmally high. Her ultimate, Dance of the Butterfly, enter an invincible state in a 10-meter radius, unleashing devastating damage to anyone caught into the ray. The damage calculation, I have done it. It looks like you do a total of 1,200 damage at maximum. However, there's a special case with this ult where it will always prioritize the person hit least, meaning if there's multiple people in the ultimate, that possible 1,200 damage that you can do is going to get split up among those people, meaning it's only really good for 1 to 2 people, possibly 3, especially tanks, since tanks like Groot are going to have like 800 health, Venom are going to have high health. They're going to eat up a lot of it. I would use this as mainly to secure a kill or dash in, make sure you get people low, and then pop the ult. That way you can secure kills on the ability. Her team up ability is Psionic Disc with Magic. She gets a rewind to 5 seconds prior to wherever she originally was. This also does a shield health conversion rate of 50%, meaning 50% of all incoming damage will be given into over health once you go through it. This is on a very lengthy 30-second cooldown. I was only able to see this a couple times while playing her in the 2 weeks. That was mainly because not a lot of people were playing Magic. However, this is a really good get out of jail free card, and it will also heal you. So I think it is a decent team up, but I don't think enough people play Magic. Just be aware of it so you do have that get out of jail free card if you are stuck in a really bad situation. Now for some tips and tricks of how to use her more effectively. One of the biggest ones is not ability dumping. You don't want to waste all of your abilities right away. Some of her abilities do look very flashy, and this character is kind of the noob equivalent of a Genji from Overwatch, if that makes sense. Very flashy, you want to play the ninja, go in there and get picks, but that is not how her playstyle actually is. Wasting all of her abilities that don't actually do that much damage, her primary is what does the most damage, is just going to put you in situations that aren't going to be good for the character and allow you to get killed a lot of the times. Saving your dashes for escape and saving your stealth to break line of sight is always going to be better than dumping them all right away to get 1 or 2 kills. The next tip is about ulting smartly. Ulting in a stupid way to try and get a team kill because you think the ult is strong when it looks very flashy is just going to get you killed and possibly your team killed because they don't have your DPS. In this clip, you can see that the person in this clip ults and the Loki instantly denies it because all of the damage is split up among his clones, and he also has his mortality put up. Doing this is going to instantly get you denied and get you killed like the person in this clip. This is not what you want to do. You want to either weaken people to make sure you can get the picks on them well enough, or you want to try and solo or duo ult someone. You want to not group up and attack many people. Her ultimate only does a maximum of 1,200 damage, and it always will go and prioritize the person hit least, meaning they have to be low enough for you to secure the kill on them. Using invis correctly would be the last tip I want to demonstrate. Using invis to break line of sight and then instantly becoming invisible is always going to be what you want to do when it comes to it. Yes, you can use your invisibility to go away, but remember, if people do shoot you, you will become invisible for a brief moment when they attack you. So simply breaking line of sight from most people and then instantly coming behind them to secure the kill is not what they're going to be expecting. They're going to be expecting you to run away. Using this strategically will also allow you to consistently do enough damage to get that 15-second cooldown back up to where you can use it again. As if you're going to be flanking and doing no damage like the person in this clip is, you're not going to be able to regain your stealth that quickly because you're not in there doing damage. I hope all these tips have helped you learn this character. I really like this character. She was very difficult to play. This footage actually isn't mine. I will leave whose footage this is in the description. My footage corrupted, so I kind of had to remake how I was going to originally talk about this video because I was originally going to do different tips, but I kind of messed up with recording stuff. The next character will be a tank. I plan on doing Venom next, so if you're looking forward to that, make sure to like and subscribe. Stay noble. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.